Hi ladies, how's everybody doing? I hope that you're doing great and well and everything wonderful for you. I am coming on today, first of all, just to say a big hello to you wherever you might be. Maybe you're at work or you're on your lunch break soon or at home or wherever you are. I hope that you're doing well and amazing. I wanted to come on this morning and kind of answer some questions that have been popping up for the amazing women's directory that we created, and it's open enrollment for it right now. So I wanted to come on and answer those questions live and record it and give you all the details as to what goes into this women's directory that we have here in Ladies Mingle. It's my day off, so I get this time to kind of decompress from the week. I have an appointment later, but this is something that is super important that I wanted to come on here and share with you all here today. So, a couple questions that have been coming up for the women's directory is, what is a women's directory? So we'll start from there. Our women's directory, the concept of it was on the Facebook group page. As you know, we have a lot of women asking so many questions for, let's say, they need someone who does this in service, right? So a lot of times the same questions were being kind of brought up on the news feed. And I thought, how can we be smarter with addressing those needs versus like it always being the same questions constantly? And I know that we have so many women in this group that have amazing businesses, that have services, talents that they want to share and be highlighted. And instead of having to wait for, Market Monday or those days when they would post, etc., our women in the group of Ladies Mingle could have a resource to tap into at any time. They didn't have to wait for something to pop up that would be interesting to them. They could self-serve themselves by going to the directory, clicking on the business that they're interested in, and get connected right away. So that's kind of where this thought process came from. Now, last year we did our first version of it, and we were learning as we're going. As anything in the very beginning, you try something out, you say, okay, this worked, this we can tweak and change to be better. So it was definitely a growing portion of it for ourselves, and it was so exciting. Now we're in open enrollment right now. So we are in our phase right now where we're accepting new businesses to jump in and have their ad created in our directory. Our directory has a little bit of our story as Ladies Mingle. If you know the story, it talks about, why I created this group. And then it also goes into who participates as far as like our core. You hear that word a lot: core team, core planners, etc. Who goes into planning and volunteering and helping. And then it gets into the businesses that help support Ladies Mingle. And what I mean by support is they're sharing their talents, they're giving services to the women within our group here. And then what we're going to be adding now to the new version of it is a hosting page. So maybe there are businesses that have helped us host at their facility, or they've donated something toward like prizes or for things that we do in the group. So it's a collection of everything. And that's why I am like so excited about it, because it bridges the gap for everybody to be involved in it. And it's not like, I know how sometimes people can feel with coming into a group where there's business and then there's people there for relationships. And you're like, how do you make that all work? This is how we make it work, ladies. An organized plan that is strictly here for your resource. And of course, there's a fee to join into this directory because, as Ladies Mingle, we have to operate and do things for the future of it, that we have goals that we need to reach. So there's a fee to subscribe if you're a business owner. You can sign up for 6 months. What you do is the link that we created, you go to the link first. There are questions on that link that apply to your business. So you put in the description of your business, the category that it falls under, and any uploads that you want us to do an image for you. And so we take all that data and information and we create a beautiful ad within our pages. Now, here's where the questions come from. A question that was brought to my attention recently was, I see that you have so-and-so that's doing this business already. Is that slot filled? So let me clear the air. We are a different group, ladies. And what I mean by that is, to me, there is always space for more. There is always space for more. And I know that other places out there, we say this because we've came from experience where, you've gone to a vendor show or something and they're like, well, sorry, we already have someone who's doing something that you're doing, so you're going to have to wait for the next time. We don't do that here. We don't do that at our mingles. We do not exclude people. We include. And we do that because we know that maybe someone in your area or somehow, some way, someone gravitates to your business, and then you can connect the dots for them. You can bridge the gap. You can have a client, So we could have 10 realtors in the directory, but that doesn't mean that, it's not going to be crowded, as I don't want you to feel like, oh my God, like it's already too saturated, that page, and I don't want to join in. Because if it's your ad that they're interested in, just know that they're gonna reach out to you. But that's where it comes to play with participation as well. So the question was asked was, can I still have my business in your directory even if someone is already doing the same business? And my answer to that is yes, you can. We design the pages specifically under different categories. So, for example, food and catering. You have different options. We like options, ladies. We like options, okay? So there's food and category, there's crafting, there's business, there's real estate, there's beauty and care, there's wellness. There's like so many things that we can categorize in. And so your specific business would fall under a category there that would be niche to you. And then you would have your contact information underneath it where clients or people who are searching for something that you're offering can connect to you directly. Smart? Yeah? So that's kind of where Ladies Mingle directory piece stemmed from. And we did our first round of it last year. I launched it out July. And so it's time of, now it's open enrollment. From the time of launching it in July of last year, we have seen growth. We have seen prosperity for the businesses within Ladies Mingle. So, for example, we were sharing some reviews around that growth pretty recently. Katie Hernandez, she owns a salon local to me here, and she has gained clientele from the directory. Now, how many times do we know that putting yourself out there on social media is a job in itself? Advertising is a job in itself. Marketing is a job in itself. So we ease that job a little bit because we have a great group of women here who need help with X, Y, and Z. And so building a brand is work. It takes work. And a lot of times people think that building a brand can be done instantaneously. But I'm sorry to say if you believe the false lie, but that's not true. It's taken me 3 years to build the Ladies Mingle name. So, and when I first started this group, Ladies Mingle was not like anything that you would associate with anything in my area. And so I picked the name because it felt good to me and it just hit home on what I was trying to accomplish. And now you say Ladies Mingle, and trust me, I get this a lot when I go somewhere to the store or something. I'm that person, people will go, hey, you look familiar. Oh, you're from Ladies Mingle. And it's taken time to establish that development. And so just like your brand, I understand that it's going to take time. Maybe you're trying to reach people in a certain age group or demographic or whatever that is for you. Even establishing your confidence in your brand is something that takes time and work. And we're always growing and constantly learning what that looks like, how that feels, and if it feels right to you. So I'm saying all this because we only have 4 days left to enroll. And I don't want you all to miss out on this amazing opportunity that is right here at your fingertips that you've connected to within Ladies Mingle. It's right here. So if you have a business, if you have, maybe you're starting to do branding for yourself, maybe you're developing your own kind of niche, right? Maybe you want to host us. This is your perfect opportunity to connect. Fill out your application, get it in before the 30th with your fee. If you do not fill out the application, if you fill out the application, cool. But if you don't submit your payment, then I can't guarantee you a spot within the book, okay? So the book is also going to be an actual book. Gosh, let me see. I have the one from last year. I'm going to bring it out in a second. But if I find it, we're going to have printed versions of this book, beautiful printed versions of this book for our women's conference. If you don't know we're doing a women's conference, pray for me, y'all, because I'm hosting my very first women's conference. Woo! May 17th in Long Beach. So we want to have this printed version on tab for the ladies to put it in their bags and take it away and have something that they can represent for Ladies Mingle. Be like, yes, I'm a part of this awesome women's group who's from all ages, all backgrounds, all everything. It doesn't matter. We're bridging the gap for each other. And this is a representation of that I can have in my hands. I can connect to, I can call on this person if I need something. It's kind of like that old school, like I grew up with the yellow pages on the doorstep. Did you all? Or no? But I did. And so I remember, like, my mom was like, we need a plumber. And so it was like, get the yellow pages out, flip to the P's and find a plumber within your area. So now we live in a world of Yelp reviews and all of that good stuff, which is good and it's bad and it's and everything in between. So I wanted to create something just for us because we're so awesome that we needed something just for us here in Ladies Mingle. So that's where this women's Ladies Mingle directory is here for. And this year is the year to flourish, ladies. It's the year to grow, to blossom, to produce fruit from your labor. You work hard, I work hard. We all combine in the things that we do. This is the year to blossom. And if you're in your season, maybe you've been planting those seeds of, whatever that is for you towards your goal. Maybe they're taking root. Maybe they're starting to sprout a little bit, lift up. That is so exciting. We want to nourish the work that you're doing here for yourself and your personal goals. Your personal goals are much easier to achieve when you have a group of people cheering you on. So, yeah, I am so excited for this women's directory, ladies. I can't even tell you enough. It's going to be amazing. Haven't been putting on any mingles because I just really want to focus on, you can ask my team, I really want to focus on this. Like, I want to give it like my full attention because it's really, I want the pages to be beautiful, to feel just like the women that they're representing. Like, I really take that to heart. I want them to be representative of the women in this group, all diversities, all backgrounds, and really show what we're doing here in a transparent way. So I am just encouraging you, if you are interested, now is your time to not sleep on it. We've had so much great things come from this, and we're just getting better and better every time that we do something new. We change it up, we tweak it out, and we make it better for the next round. So I just know that this next version is going to be better than the first version, if that was even, but different. They have different purposes. And also a huge component to being part of our directory, a huge benefit, is that when we are going to be doing a lot of collaboration this year, ladies, I just have been in like all this week, I've been doing coffee with different people. So like, hey, I want to grab coffee with you. I'm like, cool, let's go talk and let's talk ideas. Collaboration is on the agenda for this year. When we have our Women's Celebration Conference in May, that is going to be heavily used for our women's directory. If you're in the directory, I'm going to be messaging you saying, be prepared to be a part of this. I want you to have first invite to what's going on here. And if you're not, how am I supposed to know what you can offer? So it also helps my brain stay organized because I'm a mom and I don't know what everybody does all the time. So this is where if you were like talking to me before, hey, I want to offer Ladies Mingle this. Okay, put it in the directory because I can't remember every single message everyone sends to me. And this is a great spot for me to connect to you. I can go to the directory and say, okay, I'm going to tell so-and-so about what's coming up in 2 or 3 months from now. See if they want to get involved and if it makes sense. Let's collaborate. And that is where we're exchanging community. We're communing. We're getting together. We're bringing people together, bridging the gap for each other in an effective way that's possible. So I hope that I answer some questions. Another question that comes up is the 30th the last day to enroll? As far as right now, it is, because we have to have time to edit, to tweak, to make sure everything's working on it. And what we're going to be using this directory for as well is this year we're going to be creating a website, ladies. We will be doing a website. So this directory is not just going to be within Facebook. It is going to be everywhere. So just think of it that for yourself. The longer that you subscribe into this directory, the more you gain from it, because the view span will grow higher. Right now, our view span here in Ladies Mingle, just the Facebook group. You all know the number, how many members we have, and I say this like members view span because I know that not everybody shows up to the events. Trust me, if I housed everybody in one event, I need like a mall or like a convention center. But I'm realistic. I don't live in a fantasy world. So, our view span for Ladies Mingle is 5,400 plus members. Crazy. So it just goes to tell you, yes, we don't see everybody like in person, obviously, but our span on who we reach is extensive. And that is where the power of social media comes into play. So can you imagine, that's just Facebook. Can you imagine once we develop a website, how that's going to be more interactive and how that's going to expand us? But it always takes baby steps. For me, I'm not a fast grower. And I love that about myself. I'm not going to be pressured to do something quick, first of all, because quick gain is quick loss in my mentality. And I will not be pressured to do something I'm not comfortable with entirely. I have to have full belief in it for it to feel right for me to operate. If I don't, I'm not budging. So I've been developing Ladies Mingle since 2023. And it's been a slow growing process, but yet it has its growth marks, right? And so this is something that is another extension of its growth mark, a milestone. And I hope this is a milestone for you, for whatever you are reaching in your personal life. Because for me, I started 2023 with, I don't know who I am. Help me figure out my life, God. That's literally my prayer. I don't know who I am. Help me figure out my life, God. And I asked him that, and I just started operating little things that were giving me clues I would operate it. And I put on my first mingle in 2023, and I literally was shaking in my boots because I didn't know who was coming, what they were going to think of me and my story. And I said, I have to share my story because I just know that someone out there is going to be inspired or touched by it or has to hear it, because I cannot let my story of almost dying to just die with me. And so I had to share it. I had to honor my son. I had to honor my mom, and I had to share my testimony. And that's literally what it was. Just me just sharing my testimony and just wanting to gather women together. Nothing religious or anything like that. Just wanting to share my story. And so from there, I just only operated in what felt right to me. And it's taken time. I've had women come to me and ask me, to be part of their businesses. I've had proposals left and right. I've had things I've had to say no to, or no thank you, right? Or not at this time, because it just has to make sense. And I stick with my gut. So I'm telling you, ladies, that this directory and this group, if you've somehow found yourself in this group, it's not by coincidence or algorithm, or maybe it has a little bit of both, but it is for a purpose. And I hope that you find your purpose somehow, shape, way, or form within this group. Because if it's not, then it's wasting your time, to be honest with you. Go find something that is going to be fruitful for you. But what we provide here within Ladies Mingle is a safe space for you to operate. We've done all the hard part. We've done all the hosting. We do all the hosting still. We know how hard it is to put something together and still keep it engaged. We get the struggle. Trust me, I get it. From the very beginning, I'm not an event planner from before. That's just something that has developed within Ladies Mingle for myself. I never would have, if you know me from the past and you're watching this, please testify. I've always been a person that's like, I'll help other people, or I'll be in the back. And I've never stepped into that role for myself until I started re-identifying who I am within my life and within Ladies Mingle. And now I can confidently say, I am the owner. I am the CEO of this group. And it's not just a Facebook group. This is so much more than that. So please dive into your purpose. Start stepping when it feels weird, because eventually it's going to feel right. And that's the hardest part, is going through the first few steps and connecting. Woo! I don't know who I'm talking to, who's watching this, but I hope that you feel blessed. I hope that you feel inspired and uplifted, because we are on a next level energy this year. We are next level flourish. We're growing, we're thriving, and it is so amazing. Just recently within the group, it was Sunday, I got this notification on the page, and I kind of was like, had to scratch my head a little bit and like double look. I got a notification that we had 75 new members requesting all to come into the page. And I was like, what? Okay, what happened with overnight that how did this happen, right? Because sometimes the algorithms be like, Facebook showed me, recommended, etc. But then I started looking, and it was one member in this group who was inviting all these women that she knew into the group. And I was like, oh my God. And at first, because it's myself and another admin person, we were like, okay, we do a filtration system, just so you know. We look at the bios, we feel the questions are right or they're not answered. We do a little snoop. And so we had our work planned out for Sunday, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go watch the football game, but I'll be working on this too at the same time. But it was amazing to see the amount of women who were interested in what we have to offer here. And I'm sure that they read the bio and what we're in Ladies Mingle. I'm sure that they saw the questions and everything too. But that is a testament to tell you that there is a need for what we have here. And this past week, I've been visiting, the walk and talk, and had coffee with the group there. And then I went to the coffee meetup, and I got to kind of sit and be a guest and listen to all of you ladies who are sharing how this group has impacted you. And you all are so amazing. I cannot express it enough. You inspire me to keep going, because sometimes it's hard. It's not easy to get up on here, do a live, hope that someone watches it, gets the message, and gets connected. But the testimonies that I hear, they keep my fire burning. I'm like, all right, I got women waiting for me. I got people who are on the other end, ready for something. So I just got to be a guest, and you all made me feel so appreciated. And I just want to throw that back at you and say, keep doing what you're doing, because the more that you plug in, the more that you'll receive. That's how it works in life. If you just sit back and say, okay, I'm here, but when's it going to happen for me? It's not going to work that way. You got to put your hand in the pot. You got to get involved. You got to stir it up for yourself and make it work, because consistency with action produces results. You can have goals and motivations and inspirations and all of that good stuff, but you got to put the action with it, even when it's hard, when it doesn't feel right. Trust me, that was an area of my life when I was like, God, you got to work on this for me because I'm tired of being tired, right? So when you get in those modes of like tired of being tired, check where it stems from. Check yourself. Why am I feeling like this? Like, what can I work on that I can get out of this funk or whatever it is, or what obstacles are holding me back from pushing through to my victory? And little gains or big gains, whatever shape, way, or form, that's your victory, ladies. So I know I'm taking a long time on this live, but I'm just speaking from the heart. Yeah, I'm so excited for this year for all of you, and just wanted to share some questions and answers. I always start from one thing and I like drift off to the other thing. I don't know. But get involved is my main thing. Don't sit back. Don't be the rest of the status quo of people who join Facebook group pages and just kind of watch and linger. Get involved. And this is a perfect time to do that with our directory if you're a business owner, or you just want to see what it's all about. Come out, check out our events tab. That is where all of our official Ladies Mingle events are going to be. And then our chat room is a perfect place to start talking and connecting. Our chats, Facebook did this weird thing like last year where they turned off like certain chats, but we created another chat room, of course we did, with all our subgroups. So we still have chat rooms involved for the Moms Club, the beach walkers, the Saturday risers, the 2 book clubs. We have a Latinas club. We have an empty nesters, a widows group. We have the Mingle and Movers. We have, what else? I'm trying to go down the list of everything visually in my head. ¿Qué más? We have a lot of different things to get connected in, ladies. And if you feel like you don't we have the cowgirls. And if you feel like you don't match into any of that, guess what? It's okay. Because I don't feel like that all the time either. So just join in our main chat. Just chat it up. Just make a connection. It's all right. But just get involved and take one step for yourself today that you feel proud about and keep going. All right, ladies, I am out. That's enough talking for me. I will talk to you all very soon. If you have any questions about the directory or about collaborating or even about the group and you need to connect, I love to hear it. I'm here for you, and stay connected in Ladies Mingle.